person, the U.S. is allowing hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans in the country to work legally. You kept asking when were they going to do that, and he just said it, yes. The Biden administration says it's granting temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans who are already in the country, quickly making them eligible to work. As it grapples with growing numbers of people fleeing the South American country and elsewhere to arrive at the U.S.-Mexican border. The move, along with promises to accelerate work permits for many migrants, may appease the Democratic leaders who have pressured the White House to do more to aid asylum seekers, while also providing grist for Republicans who say the President Joe Biden has been too lax on immigration. The Homeland Security Department plans to grant temporary protected status to an estimated 472,000 Venezuelans who arrive in the country as of July
like the whole country?
31st.
Don't that sound like almost the whole country?
Making it easier for them to get authorization to work in the U.S.
400,000 people is a lot.
That's been a key demand of Democratic mayors and governors who are struggling to care for an increased number of migrants in their care.
But if they got temporary visas to work, they can be taxed too. That's a lot of money the government would be gaining from them.
Okay, let's break this down.
Think about it.
Let's also break this down.
That was one of the reasons as well why we were freed as slaves.
They
want us to work so they can tax us too.
This is a dual thing for me.
What?
Because you've already opened the door. You've already opened the door and allowed 472,000 Venezuelans to come
Please
here.
Don't tell me that in this past year. Please tell me I
just said since July.
Oh Lord.
One of the reasons why Venezuela,
that's a lot of people.
And I don't know if people know the history of this, but one of the reasons why Venezuela is in the predicament that it's in is because they did what we do. They print money that doesn't exist. Our government is turning into Venezuela. So they basically left Venezuela to come here to become Venezuela again.
But that's not the main thing. It was the dictator that took over. Not just the money financially. It's the situation they're in with the ruler that's over there. That's what they're talking about.
Venezuela.
No, that's
talking about now?
Yeah, partly. Okay. They have a dictator over there.
But how do you think that happens?
Now, the money thing is a whole nother discussion.
But how does that happen? When your system breaks down. That's when these little groups show up and everybody wants to be the leader.
Is that why he's giving them a visa so they can work?
No, that has nothing to do with Venezuela.
I'm saying over Venezuela, here in this country so we won't become like that.
But here's the problem. Mm-hmm. You got to make sure that no American is saying they can't find a job.
It doesn't matter. They need to work. I don't care what Americans are doing. And because think about it, they're over here now. We can complain until Jesus comes back.
I just said that. I said it's nothing
Make
we can
them
do
work
now.
Make them work. If we got 400 and some thousand people over here from that country alone, that ain't even counting who's from Haiti and all the other 3 countries, Cuba. What did they do with the Cubans that came to Florida? They working now, right? And they're being taxed. Okay. So I know what you're saying, but what else can you do?
The bottom line is I feel the same way I feel about Ukraine.
Yeah,
you've already done it, so it's like I can't go back now.
You're not going to win the argument with Ukraine.
I'm saying I can't do any of it because you've already started off wrong.
I know, but
just like Biden, he already started off wrong.
I know.
So now we got to deal with the mess that we got.
Make it right. But I'm just saying, because you started out wrong and you got involved in it and you allowed this to happen, the next best thing to do now is why we got so many of you over here for the reasons that you flee your country. And that's true because we have written down in our laws, if they're coming from a country where they almost get their lives taken and it's really bad, you're coming to our country free. Now you need to work. Here, we'll give you a temporary visa. Work now. And then, of course, the government ain't going to tax you. They do it all the time. The situation with Ukraine, we're not going to win that one because they're concerned about the future with Russia and the relationship with Russia and China. If a dictatorship man takes over Ukraine, we're scared. Oh, God, he's going to take Poland. He gonna take every country.
So then if
that's gonna be there. We can't do nothing about it.
Then if Poland feels like that, then Poland steps up its game. Not just America. If America is the only one protecting everybody, you got to get off of that.
You're going to have disagreements on both sides. So I get
Now, if you're fighting and you're on the ground and you're covered in dirt, I'll come and help you. But I want to see you covered in dirt. I don't want us doing all the work.
I think they're fighting. The Ukraine.
Girl, bye.
Yeah, they are. That's why they need the bigger
comment section, y'all. I'll read them to her.
Well,
I don't feel like
she can make this comment all she wants to, y'all. Y'all know the war is gonna still go on. And then what's his name said? Let's give it a time frame. Well,
what's the time frame?
I'm just saying that was suggestions. Let's look at next year by this time.
Okay.
Do we pull out now? They ain't going. They haven't moved. The needle hasn't moved.
So you think Putin is gonna say, "Okay"? Well,
I don't know what Putin's gonna do. He may drop a mass bomb on all of us.
Well, he can't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just you can.
Nah, not here.
I mean, he can.
You mean over there? Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is a hot one on both sides. The immigrants from Venezuela as well as the Ukraine war. What can we say?
So that to me should be the questions that people need to be asking these people that are running for president.
Time to vote. Yeah.
Nikki Haley, Beaver Teeth Tim, all of them. Ask all of them. Fat Boy, what's his name? Flintstone, all of them. Okay. Pence, what's your answer?
And what's Ramaswamy?
Kokuma Matata?
Right.
What's your answer?
And we haven't heard from him. So
he was on something yesterday.
Was he? Oh my God, he's still out there.
Yeah, Kuma Matata. Him and somebody else was. Okay. Can't think of.
But those are the big issues.
Those are the questions.
Yeah, Ukraine.
What
war,
are you gonna do
immigrants?
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
All right. Emerald says the true question is: did blacks prosper more for slavery or Caucasians? Enough said. I agree. Who benefited from it?
Caucasians. That's what you saw the documentary.
But they don't want to talk about that.
They don't want to say that. They don't want to say they were paid $300 for each slave.
But DeSantis don't want to say that. He don't want to say. He wants to say blacks benefited from slavery. Well, what did white people? How did white people benefit from slavery?
Thank you.
They're not going to talk about that. That's what I'm saying.
Both sides did, in a sense, right?
Emerald says we need jobs and livable wages to afford our housing and other costs of living. That's why I'm saying you got 472,000 people that you allowed asylum in this country. You're allowing them to work. I better not hear about Americans more than what we already are not having jobs.
I want them to work. Okay. If they're going to be in our country, they need to work. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
That's a lot of people. If our own people are living in squalor and natural disasters without any relief, why do other countries deserve more than ours? That's what I'm saying. I feel like we got people, we got Maui being burnt down, we got natural disasters, we got people still digging out.
And I keep asking the question, what can you do?
Well, you know what Obama did, he sent them back.
He can't send them back now.
Well, I'm saying he's opened the barn door.
And I agree, because that Statue of Liberty, what does she stand for?
Well, that's an idol now.
No, I'm saying regardless of it being an idol, what did it stand for?
Back in the day. I mean,
the point I'm making is what it stands for, allowing people from all over the world to come. Bring your sick, bring your whatever.
That's, what you're saying. What back in the day,
and we're still doing it.
Okay, hold on. Let's say back in the day we had 40,000 people in this country. Whatever, that's a small number. And we all had farms, and we all had livestock, and we were all living wonderful. And let's build a statue. Wow. Anybody from other countries, come on over. We got so much land, and everything is so wonderful. We got milk and honey here, and we can just bring you on over. If you got harm, anything going on, come on over. Yeah, back then. Now, when we got our own people sleeping on the street, military people in the military can't even find housing, and you got natural disasters like Emerald said, you don't have the same get up that you had years ago. The point is, it's
going back to that man that was asking on the street, when is it going to end? Right. Now that you said there's a number that's capped,
there is no cap number.
No, you said a number. You gave it a number. You said 400,000 people.
Here now.
No, I'm not talking about here now. I'm talking about, the question is,
it's not capped.
When will it cap, meaning Put a cap on it. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Close the borders.
No, now you sound like Trump.
No, I'm saying I don't sound like Trump.
Well,
he said put alligators out there.
No, the first he said close the border.
No, in fact, aside from what Biden has done, is definitely it's a more than one answer to all of this. One, definitely send more people at that border to work with those men that are there already. Because you got more eyes, you got more bodies, you got more people, you got more guns. Whatever.
Wendy says homeless people.
But we need to shut the doors now. That
Wendy
we
says
400,000
homeless people. The minimum wage is $7.25. Ridiculous. So that's how
they probably gonna be paid less than that too.
So they still gonna be homeless.
No, I'm saying, well, however they want to do it, because I know Chicago's doing the tent thing. Right. I don't know if that's gonna work, because when winter time's coming, they got to get somewhere.
It's so ridiculous.
So we all have these. Here's the thing: we got so many things that's happening in our country. We are so hypocritical. What's y'all answers to all of it? Aside from prayer, we can't do nothing.
All right.
Except in your own community. If you're doing something to homeless people in your own community, then you can talk.
All I'm saying
is... And we were doing that with our sorority and everybody else. We were helping people on the streets get a place to stay.
You need...
Because otherwise we're just complaining.
All I'm saying is these are the questions that you need to ask the people that are running for office. Voting.
That's true.
All this other extra stuff that y'all got, we don't care about.
And they have another debate coming on next week.
And hopefully they'll ask them about that. What are you going to do about the border?
Yes.
What are you going to do about the immigrants that are already here? What do you think about Biden thing saying to give the asylum seekers, let them work.
Temporary visas.
Well, visas, all of this other stuff. What is your plan? And if I hear somebody with a good plan,
alligators.
I like that. Yeah, not an alligator, big dummy.
Or shoot them. Like DeSantis.
But if I hear Nikki Haley or somebody up there and she says, well, this is my thought on blah, 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 then I'll go, okay. All right. Maybe she'll say, again, I keep throwing it back at Mexico. You keep letting people cross through your country, you're going to pay for some of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And also make it to where if they start paying, they'll start keeping them there.
One of the before you go into the next topic, one thing that Vice President Kamala did, I think she did say this. She said, we need to talk to the countries that they're fleeing from.
All right.
And I'm thinking, is there something that can be done when you talk about the situation in Venezuela?
Right. Okay.
Can we talk to them and say, you need to get your act together or be sat down or shot down?
You mean the same
like Reagan would do?
The same way he talked to Fat Boy Kim Jong-un and said, you better not go over to Russia. And he looked at him and went over there. And
I don't know. That was something that she brought up. I wonder, was that a plan to go to Mexico, to go to Venezuela, to go to Haiti,
right,
and say, do something with the people who have taken over?